Hello and welcome to the Random Talks where we speak of everything and nothing at the same damn time. Couple of things here. Yes, my voice is going away again. Not because I'm sick, but because, grandma was outside. Grandma was outside. And then also, I'm blonde. I heard blondes like to have more fun. So, you know what I mean? And then also my ring fingernail is missing. Don't talk about it. We're not going to. Let's leave it at that. So if you're a returning viewer or listener, you may be wondering where I have been. I've been here. I've been going live and shit on YouTube, which, I don't know how I feel about that. We're doing subscriber only comments because the amount of people that are just unhappy at me being one, black, and then two, maybe wearing a wig or not wearing a wig. It didn't matter. I was wearing my natural hair, they hated on me. I was wearing a wig, they hated on me. I was just like, okay, it just does not matter. Somebody said that, oh, you live in a hotel. I was like, bitch, this is my home. I was like, this is my home. I kind of feel like that's a compliment because you're complimenting my interior designing. Thank you. So I may start going live on YouTube at least 2 times a week just so we can interact and have fun. But it will be subscriber only comments. That's the rule. Oh, this is treacherous. I just thought about it. There is a lot of reading that will be done. My speech will be a little lower than normal just because the throat, okay? So for my first segment, shit I found on the internet, we're gonna get a little messy. I wanna talk about other people's tea. I love talking about other people's business. The first commenter wrote, my husband had an affair with my little sister. My 27-year-old husband has been sleeping with my little sister behind my back. She's 17. What? Oh no. She's 17. Legal age of consent, but she's still a baby. Fuck yeah, she is. We just found out she's 1 month pregnant, but she refused to say who the father is. Girl, don't fucking play in my face before I punch you in your stomach. Tell me who the fucking daddy is. I'm sorry. Tell me who the dad. Tell me who the dad is. Tell me who the dad is right fucking now. Yesterday, my parents asked me to come over. Apparently, they installed a monitoring app on her phone, and that's how they found out he's the father. Oh, rascalat. My sister is saying she is sorry over and over again. My husband also apologized, saying he made a mistake and wants us to go to counseling and stay married. I didn't say much. I told him I'm filing for a divorce, and I'm not changing my mind. I know for sure I'll never speak to him again after everything's over. As for my sister, I don't know. I honestly don't know. An update has been posted. Okay, so this is before we got the update. Let's read some relevant top comments, right? What are OP and her parents' plans to do with her little sister? OP said, I don't know yet. On one hand, she knew she was doing something wrong, but on the other, she's just a kid. I don't know how to feel or what to do. Another commenter said, I'm so sorry, OP. How long has he known your sister? If they recently met, they are both disgusting. Full stop. If he met her as a child, he probably groomed her. The fact that she's still trying to protect him after she got pregnant says a lot. Regardless, he's a predator. Okay, let me say that again. Regardless, he's a predator. I also have an older sister and could never imagine doing this to her unless I absolutely hated her. T. I can't understand why she would do that to you. Shaking my head. OP commented, he's known her since we started dating. So about 2 years. She was just 15. I'm sick to my stomach thinking about how long this may have been going on. Another person commented on if OP and her parents will get the law involved and if an abortion is possible or not. OP responded, the messages go far back, so my parents are still looking into it. Once we find out how long it was going on, we'll get the police involved. The topic of abortion hasn't come up yet. It hasn't come up yet. Okay, all right, understandable. I'll keep reading. All right. Okay, so let's read the update. Thank you, everyone who read my first post and offered support. It feels like I'm living a nightmare. A lot more has happened, so I wanted to post an update. The day I posted, they took my sister to the police, period. No fucking discussion. Immediately going to the police. She admitted that the relationship with my husband began when she was 15. Ross, and he's still married you. And he married you. While, you know what? Just malice, bitch. nothing but ill intent would go towards that man's being. Y'all don't understand. Nothing but ill intent would go towards that man's very being. I'd kill him. I know I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't kill him. She also said things became physical when she was 16. Rasklat. They had exchanged inappropriate messages and images, and the content on her phone matched everything she told them. My soon-to-be ex knew she was pregnant. He was arrested at his job earlier today. At the damn job, bitch. At the damn job, bitch. Multiple charges on that ass. Fuck are you talking about? Justice will be served, okay? Last night was the first time in a year that I went to bed and he wasn't there. It felt surreal. Every night for a year, he slept next to you, knowing he was fucking your little sis. I don't mean to say it like that. He was grooming. He was R-wording. He R-worded. Right. Even Kitty said, what the fuck is going on? My dad, who is very religious, insists my sister should keep the baby. A man. Okay, let me continue. Sorry, I just had to say it. A man. Okay, insist that she should carry that baby. Even though she was... All right, my mom believes she should have the choice to end the pregnancy, period. It should be her choice. I've already contacted a lawyer on the annulment and emphasized that I want no more contact with him. There's nothing left to salvage. Even though my sister has apologized several times, she still believes she's in love with him. Oof. My family is planning to start family counseling soon. It will be focused on figuring out how to move forward and what kind of relationship, if any, I want to keep with my sister. There are no clear signs right now. The support I've received from people here has helped me feel less alone. Thank you so much. Let's read some relevant top comments. He's a monster. I'm glad he's facing consequences, but I'm heartbroken for all of you who were impacted by how vile he is. Commenter 2 said, wow, this is just awful. Praying for your family. I hope your ex gets a long time in prison and that you and your family are able to, within time, get through this. We have a reply saying, a friend of mine got divorced from her first husband when he handed her a letter saying he didn't love her anymore. Then she met her soon-to-be second husband. She was over the moon, happy, and got married. Then it turned out he was creeping on her 17-year-old daughter and her friends and girls in the church choir. That led to a terrible divorce where at the end he claimed she was abusing him because she didn't take his CPAP. What the fuck is that? To him that he stupidly left without. I'll put some goddamn cayenne pepper in that motherfucker. Stop playing with me, pussy nigga. Oh, you want it back? Oh, you want it back? It's okay. Y'all sure. Take it. You're done. The next confession reads, I, 20 male, went to a strip club with my girlfriend, 20 female, and it was a disaster. I really fucking regret going there now. It was my girlfriend's idea to go. Oh, your girlfriend a little... Just curious. You ain't gotta be a little, just whatever. Let me mind my business. Whatever. It don't matter. Whatever. She had brought it up a few times when she was drunk, but I always brushed it off. Now last weekend, she brought it up again, sober this time. She wanted to go to a strip club together, and it had been on her mind for a long time. She said she was super curious. So yesterday we went there together. After lots of talking and making sure she was okay with it, we didn't have any rules. Anything that happens, we would discuss while we were there, and we would only do stuff we were both okay with. So we arrive and just chill at the bar for a bit. We watched from a distance. She then asked me if she could buy a dance. I'm okay with this, and we pick a girl out and she gets a dance. She's enjoying it, and the girls seem to like it, obviously. And to be honest, I thought it was really hot. Exactly. I would think, given pansexual, but I would think it's hot. Like, what? You know, get a couple drinks at the bar, go home, and then fuck. You ain't grandma business. Don't be in grandma business, girl. Don't be in grandma business. But that's what I would do. We speak with her for a while until she needs to go on stage. Now, my girlfriend says I should get a dance too. I'm hesitant, but asked her if she was okay with this, and she assured me she was. I just sit down, and my girlfriend goes looking for a girl and comes back with a pretty brunette. This is relevant in parentheses. She buys me a dance and I'm sort of enjoying it. Still feeling a little bit nervous with my girlfriend around, but her eyes were glued at us and she was smiling. Girl puts my hands on her body and I look at my girlfriend and she nods. When it's finished, we start talking again. And the girl asks me my name. I tell her, and guess what? We used to know each other. She's the younger sister of an old friend of mine like 6 years back. I had only seen her a few times at his house and we met briefly. I didn't recognize her, she used to be blonde, and it never once crossed my mind it could be her. So she's all excited and whatnot, but I see my girlfriend is pissed. So shortly after, we got out of there after saying goodbye. As soon as we're outside, she's mad. I swear I didn't recognize her, but she isn't buying it and keeps asking about our history. Wants to check my phone because the girl was too flirty, at a strip club in parentheses, and was too comfortable around me, and she already felt like something was off. She tells me we were playing an act, and when I get home, I get a Facebook request from her right when my phone is on the table, and this pissed her off even more. She swears me and her knew what was going on, but honestly, I didn't. I can't speak for the girl, of course. Any ideas on how to fix this? We've been together for almost 2 years and we're living together. I just ended up sleeping on the couch because else we would be arguing all night. She had brought it up again today and she's still convinced I'm playing games with her and even said I was already seeing this girl. Honestly, I don't know where to go from here. She refuses to believe me and is convinced she's right. Thinking of maybe sitting down with the girl and my girlfriend so she can help me out. I do want to add this is completely out of character for her. I've never seen her act like this. Right now, I'm just waiting until she's home from her mom. Let's read the top comments. This person said, I just think that in that moment, it became too real for her. She had a fantasy. And that fantasy then actually knew you and friended you on Facebook and could now potentially become a reality, i.e. a threat. Oof, clock it. Girls are always told she might be hot, but there's nothing there. Well, with this girl, she was hot and something was there. No matter how small or inconsensual that connection seems to you, it was enough to topple the grip your girlfriend had on the situation. I don't think your girlfriend is crazy. I think she just tried to be a really cool girlfriend, but a rogue wave that she never could have predicted threw it out of whack. Maybe next time, go out of town for your strip clubs. And oh, definitely don't pursue a friendship or anything with brunette. I'm pretty sure that last part didn't even need to be said because if he even tried, I'd be like red flag. But yeah, I kind of agree with this person's comment. Like she had that fantasy and then like they said, the fantasy became a threat. And she was like, hold on now, nigga, wait a damn minute. What the fuck you so friendly for? You've been here before, haven't you? Because now I feel like you knew my nigga name before you sat here and you put that wolf pussy up on him. And now I'm concerned because I wouldn't even be concerned about, like, yeah, I'd be concerned about him a little bit. But at the same time, he didn't even recognize her. She's a fucking brunette. You knew her when she was a blonde. But that bitch knew you after you said your name. Wait, hold on. So that means you had a feeling that you knew him. You still dance because, I mean, get your money, girl. Clock it. Hold on. Let me... Take a step back. Because what that girl supposed to do, not get her money? Right. But following him on Facebook? Nah, you can't tell me that's not crazy, bitch. You can't tell me that. You don't think that's crazy? I think that's a little wild. I'm like, okay, like, all right. The strip club incident, okay, whatever. That just like once in a blue moon, that's a needle in a haystack. But you went out and you searched, girl. You looked that name up, girl. You thought about my nigga. You thought about my nigga. What the fuck you need to be friends with my nigga for? Babe, you're at work. I forgot we have an update. So actually both of our opinions don't matter. Yeah, so thanks for everyone who waited in last time. It did help me see things a bit more clearly. After she came back home, she was still upset. She didn't want to talk about it, and obviously I did. And when I tried bringing it up, she got mad and at one point literally told me to shut the fuck up. Oof, you should have just walked away. I would have been walked away. Sometimes I'm the type of person, I need space because I need to think. I need to process. And if I don't process what I need to say, I will say some things that not that I will regret because I probably did mean it in the moment, but I meant that in the moment with hate. I had anger. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't mean that. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you like verbally. But like, I'm going to tell you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up talking to me. And I don't want to tell you shut the fuck up talking to me. I want to be like, can you give me a second, please? And if I tell you, can you give me a second and you still won't give me a second, then you gotta get the, can you stop? Can you stop? That just kind of hurt, to be honest. And in return, I got annoyed. I told her that we were going to discuss this right now, and she refused. See, I don't like that approach because, again, I will shut down. Oh, you don't know? Oh, you want to talk right now? Okay, well, now no one's talking. Now no one's talking because I shut down because you wouldn't give me space to think about what I want to say and how I want to approach this situation. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, don't force me to talk about something in the moment. Like, I understand it's better to speak as soon as possible in some situations, but sometimes some people just need to breathe and assess how they want to show up in this conversation. I really hope that makes sense. I feel like it does, but at the same time, y'all know I just be yapping. So I just left and went to stay at a friend of mine's. And when she found out where I stayed, she blew up again because that friend is a girl. It's like, do this nigga give a fuck about the relationship? I didn't reply to anything until she said she wanted to talk the next day. So I came back home and she apologized. But it felt super forced and insincere. And still she solely blamed me for the strip club fiasco, saying I should have known it was her and that I intentionally didn't recognize her. Long story short, I broke up with her. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, I was not expecting that. There was only drama for the past few days and I am sick of it. I'm not about to sleep on the couch for the rest of our lease, so we can still sleep in the same bed, but I don't care. She has tried to make amends, being cute and shit, but I'm just tired of it. As far as I'm concerned, we're done. She hasn't seemed to accept this and tried to keep acting like nothing happened and do couple stuff. I don't really talk to her, though I think she's starting to slowly realize it's over. She's been crying and apologizing. I don't see us getting back together. I'm still blown away by everything that happened. Never seen her act like this in 2 years. Can't really crash anywhere for more than a few days. She can, but won't, so that's it. Okay, we're gonna read top comments, because I'm like, yeah, this nigga just didn't want to be. That's what made you break up with her? That, like, first of all, she never acted like that for 2 years. This is the first, she wanted to try something fun. A boundary was crossed. She felt uncomfortable. Instead of y'all discussing this like adults, I understand you didn't get things your way because you wanted to talk when you wanted to talk instead of giving her a chance to be. And then she apologized and you're like, oh, it's insincere. We're done. And then he's, what? Okay, all right. Let's read some comments. This person said, wait, so your idea of a proper solution to address your girlfriend's jealousy of another girl was to go sleep over at a third girl's house? Dude, like, I thought it was just me. Does that even make sense? Obviously, she has a little insecurity that it might come from something small. It might come from something big, but that's where you sit and you talk. This is why, you know what? Maybe this is a good thing for her. Maybe this is a good thing for her because the universe has a really coy way of kicking out and removing dirt from your life. So maybe this is a W for her. Another person replied, I thought the same thing. That little detail made me think maybe he's given this girl reason to be extremely paranoid before. Ooh. Another person said, can confirm. My ex made me think I was crazy. I ended up acting crazy, then proceeds to tell everyone I'm crazy. Needless to say, I feel so normal since he is out of my life. I needed to be away from him to realize how much he was driving me crazy with these kind of small things. Hanging out with other girls after a fight isn't normal. Texting other girls because you're mad at your girlfriend isn't normal. Flirting with girls in front of your girlfriend isn't normal either. These small things can build up, and calling her a jealous girlfriend for pointing it out is gaslighting. Oh, okay, I'm just making sure we're all on the same page because I'm like, dude, what the fuck just happened? Like, I feel like that was just crazy. Another person replied, oh, for fuck's sake, you really accepted the friend request. Wait, so he accepted. I'ma read before I get mad. You're casually texting her. Really? I'm gonna guess you weren't that invested in your relationship to begin with. If you so easily broke up with her while also being a huge jackass. Or you broke up with her so easily because you wouldn't mind seeing where things go with the stripper. Did you wait until you broke up with her to start talking to the stripper, or did you accept the friend request while sleeping at your female friend's house? I wouldn't be surprised if you're a huge reason your girlfriend is insecure to begin with. OP replied, we're casually texting though. In parentheses, after I broke up with my girlfriend, of course, Rasklat. I'm not gonna have sex with the stripper anytime soon. Wow. Did he comment this so people can hate on him? Like, are we all on the same page that this nigga just wanted some stripper poom poom? You did not care about... Wow. And you know what? Maybe I'm about to connect some invisible thoughts, but y'all tell me. Let's do this. Picture this. Shit been happening in a relationship. She catch him looking at other girls and shit. Things been building up. She said, okay, you know what? I want him to remember. I want him to know that I'm fun. I want him to know that I'm the cool girlfriend. Let me show him that I'm the cool girlfriend. Baby, let's go to a strip club. So they go to a strip club. She get a dance. He get a dance. He liked the stripper. She peeped that shit. And she's like, this is not what I wanted by coming to the strip club. I wanted him to know that I'm a cool girlfriend. We get drunk and we get nasty. Like I said, you get drunk, you leave the strip club, you go home and you fuck. I know she was like, this is not what was on the agenda. This is not what was on the agenda. And then she seen that follow request. Oh, I would have seen red. I would have seen red because I tried to save the... Again, I don't think bringing other people in your relationship will ever save your relationship. If you're the anomaly, if it just so happened to help you in your relationship, please put your story time in pillow talk. Because girl, I'm interested. Tell me more. But I don't believe bringing someone into your relationship will ever help. You need to fix what the fuck y'all got going on before you bring another person in. Because that's just more energy. That's more effort. That's more attention that you're giving to another person that you should be giving to your partner. You should be exchanging with your partner. So I don't think that was like the best thing to do, but I can see how she was like, you know what? Let me try and do this, so he can have fun. Girl, am I the asshole for telling my fiance that if he expects me to contribute 50-50, we have to make some serious lifestyle changes? Hell no. I'm going to read it for podcast purposes, but I know you're not the asshole. I know it. I feel it. My 26 female fiance, 26 male, sat me down yesterday and gave me a long talk about how he feels like I don't contribute enough to the household, particularly in the financial sense. I was a bit caught off guard by this, but was willing to hear him out. Since he wasn't wrong, he makes a lot more than I do, and we've always split bills accordingly, which ends up being about 80% him. I asked him what he wanted me to pay now, and he was adamant about being 50-50. Wow. You selfish piece of shit. This is a conversation I had with an ex of mine. So this is very funny that this came up. I am going to give my take. I know I've been saying, I'm going to give my take, and I haven't, because y'all know I will fucking yap. But this I have to give my take on, especially because I've had conversations like this with one ex. Mind you, this is one ex. He was broken, lived with his parents. One ex. So, I get it, okay? The material wasn't there for me to even have this conversation. What 50-50? What bills do you have? What bills do you have? That's what I was looking at. I was like, 50-50? You worried about doing 50-50? Bitch. I don't remember what exactly happened. I think we were watching a video. And I was like, oh, that's awkward, because I don't want to be in a relationship where we split things 50-50. And he said, continue. I said, personally, I make a certain amount of money. I know I'll be making a lot more in the future, but I want a partner that makes a lot more than I do. And they said, so just because they make more, you don't want to do 50-50. And I said, correct. Let's just say, example, I make 100,000. This person makes 300,000. If you think my big round black ass is going to split the bills down 50-50 and you make $200,000 more than me, you must have gone mad. You must have gone mad. And the thing is, this was an actual conversation. I said, what do you not understand? We're living together. You make more. I don't make as much. You want to split the bills 50-50? Why would we do that? What are you doing with your money that you're making $200,000 more than me and you want to split the bills 50-50? You hate me. You hate me. That's what I would think. I'd be like, oh, okay, you hate me because you know I make 100,000, you make 300,000, and yet you still want to split the bills down 50-50. I was like, that just doesn't even make no sense because you know, if we split the bills down 50-50 with my little bitty bitty salary, mind you, 100,000 is not little bitty bitty bitty. I understand that some people are comfortable with doing 50-50 in a relationship, and I root for them. I love that for them. I think that's beautiful. I want that for you if that's what you want and you're happy. Personally, I will never and would never succumb to the 50-50 stand. That's just not a lifestyle that I would ever want to live, and I wouldn't wish that kind of lifestyle on my worst fucking enemy. Now, if you guys are making around the same amount, then that's different. If I was making more and my partner is making less, then that's different. Of course, we're not splitting down 50-50. We would probably be 80-20 just because I know I make a lot more than my partner. And that's me doing that out of love, period. I understand that if I do 50-50, that could create a sense of financial burden onto my partner. Why would I want that? Why would I want that? We live together. Your happiness is my happiness as well. Why would I not want you to be happy? Why would I want you to be stressed? And I'm sitting here great. Going and buying designer bags. I'm straight. And you don't know how you're going to pay your car note because we're splitting down the bills 50-50. My savings is increasing by $10K a month and you have nothing. Does that even sound like it makes... No, that's not teamwork. Personally, that's what I view as teamwork. If one person is making more, one person's making less, y'all meet in the middle somewhere. I asked if everything was okay with his job or if he needed to take fewer hours, and he wouldn't answer me. I honestly wouldn't have gotten upset if there seemed like an actual reason behind it, but he just said he'd been thinking about it a lot. Over and over, every time I asked him what brought him to this conclusion, what was going on, and eventually he just said, "This is how it's gonna be, take it or leave it." Hello? Those exact words in response to literally everything I said, full shutdown, no explanations. This is how it's gonna be, take it or leave it. Bye. I told him that was fine, I'll take it. What? And then asked if he made a Zillow account yet or expected me to. He looked confused and asked, why would we need a Zillow account? I explained that there's no way I can afford rent on our current place, so we'll probably have to move into a 1-bedroom apartment. He got mad and asked why I didn't have any savings. I told him that I do, but I'm not paying rent out of my savings. Is he mad? I also began going over what our new food budget would be and that we'd probably have to sell the cars and get one less expensive one because I can't afford paying half the payments on an Audi and a Land Rover. Then I explained that date nights would probably have to be reduced too, and we could still do like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, but I preferred Thursday nights because you get 2 orders of boneless wings for one. That's hilarious. Gag. Basically, if he wants me to pay half, we're living within my means, not his anymore. He kind of agreed to it, but since then he's been incredibly angry. He's not saying or doing anything, but it's like he's walking around the house in this cloud of pissed off. I sent him 6 Zillow listings, all of which he called uninhabitable for various reasons, some of which I think were valid, others I disagree with. He's now saying that I'm being unfair and manipulative, and that he tried to come to me with a serious concern about our relationship, and I'm making it impossible for him to talk to me, and me bulldozing over him. Am I the asshole? No! But let's see what the relevant comments in the top comments say. Commenter 1 says, can I ask what your salary and his salaries are? Like general numbers. A charitable take on his actions would be that he resents not having more money or change into a more lucrative promotion/career so you can both be living the high life. He might be imagining how great it would be to have 200% of his income instead of 120. If that's the case, he's still going about it in a shit and douchey way. Personally, I agree with many other comments. Someone was insinuating that you're a gold digger and he was expecting you to break up with him, not problem solve. Okay, gonna keep my comments to myself. OP said, I make around $35,000 a year. $35,000 a year? And he makes $120 a year. She makes $35,000 a year, he makes $120,000, and he wants to do 50-50. It's not like there's some magical be rich suddenly button I can press. I'm a preschool teacher, aww, And I don't have a college degree, and I certainly can't afford a college degree at this point without asking for help or taking out insane loans. Another commenter said, not the asshole. To me, it sounds like something happened with his job and he's not able to tell you yet, for whatever reasons. I would try to have another calm chat about it with him. Also, showing him how much you'd be able to afford long term. Bro, he knows how much you make. He knows how much you can afford. He's very aware. You are very aware. He does not care. Something happened at work. I'd be okay. What happened? Did you get fired? What was it? Did you get demoted? What is it? Something had to have happened. Let's read the update. Hi everyone, this got way bigger than intended. So I figured a follow-up was owed. Last time I posted was Monday. Monday as a whole was spent just sorting through what I felt and what to do next. There was a lot of silence and a lot of anger and a lot of Reddit advice, some of which I found very insightful, some of which was less so. Also, some people think I made this up as part of a viral marketing sponsorship between Buffalo Wild Wings, Audi, and Zillow, which honestly would solve the money problems if true, but alas are not the case. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. Should I be hitting them up so I could, do that? Because girl, the more money, the merrier. I didn't know that was a thing. Shit, me. On Tuesday, after I got home from work, I sort of just walked up to him on the elliptical and explained as calmly as I could that I had questions. And if he actually wanted to marry me, he needed to be willing to answer them. I asked if he thought I was a gold digger, yes or no. He said yes. What? We're broken. We're breaking up. I'm sorry. You think I'm a gold digger? We're done. I was just shitting on the previous guy for breaking up with his girlfriend off of that little argument that they had. But this is different because you felt that I only want you for your resources. I don't know. I don't want to say I'd break up with him. This would definitely be a long and hard conversation because what the fuck do you mean? You think I'm a gold digger? Because we don't split 50-50, I'm a gold digger. I told him that I wasn't willing to be in a relationship where I have to prove myself by sacrificing any sort of stability. And that led to a bit of a screaming match and eventually a confession. So it turns out we cannot afford anything we have right now. We are in serious credit card debt. Rasklat. Hey. The cars are both on the verge of being repossessed, and I did not know about any of this. He's been cutting corners on actual necessities, including psychiatric medication. That in combination with some comments from his family led him to some pretty dark places. My fiance had a full breakdown and apologized for calling me a gold digger, which was nice to hear, but this whole thing had me pretty shaken up. I went to stay with a friend for a bit. Yesterday, my fiance and I did in fact go out to BWW and get the 2-for-1 boneless. We talked a lot. I'm still writing fiance for now, and I really hope we can work through all of this. We talked about how to sell the cars. We don't particularly have a choice at this point, and about my income, his income, and the sort of life we want to have. If we do stay together, we'll be changing how we live a lot. We need to get out of debt. We need to get on our feet. I know some people are going to say I'm being dumb for not immediately dropping all contact and giving up on my relationship, but I can't do that. Oh, okay, you stupid. I'm going to say it. Yeah, you stupid. But have fun, though. I really do wish the best for you. If that's what you want, that's literally the biggest fucking red flag was stomped on your forehead. And you say, oh, but I love him. Oh, but I love him. Sometimes you can walk the horse to water. You can't make the horse drink. I can't look at the guy I love who went off his meds to try and make a good life for me and think he's not worth sticking around for, at least to try. Okay, you want to try. I can't hate on her for wanting to try. But fuck, he didn't love you enough to tell you that you guys were in fucking debt. Is the car under your name? What if it got repossessed in it? Does that, I'm sorry, I feel like you gotta love me enough to tell me when we struggling, my nigga. If we struggling, we a team, we in this together. Say that then. Say that then. You hit it, and I understand it's okay, I'm gonna hide it, I'm gonna stop taking my pills. But it's that's not what I want you to do at all. It's not something I would want for you to do. Why did you do that? Why was that an option? That shouldn't have been an option. We're a team. Tell me communication. I be telling y'all communication. Y'all think I'm playing. I don't know what the future looks like at all anymore though. And the wedding is very postponed at the moment. Sorry, this wasn't a more fun update. Relevant comment number 1 says, OP, has he come clean to you about what got you guys so deep in the hole? For it to get to the brink it did lifts more red flags in the air. He could be coping with an addiction problem or something else that could destroy your life. You have got to figure this out ASAP. Please don't make any wedding plans. This is not the man you want to marry. OP says, he has. It's not gambling or drugs. Like a lot of people are saying, it's an addiction to nice things. He's got a lot of financial hangups and comes from a family that replaced love with money. So he got it in his head that the only way to show love was to provide a very fancy sort of lifestyle, which was way over budget for us. It's gonna be a hard pill to swallow, cutting back on everything, but it's what has to happen. The reason we're in debt right now is because you bit off more than you could chew, which you didn't even need to chew that, mind you. This is coming from a person that used to work in luxury sales. When I tell you, we understand that luxury is not a necessity. A client advisor being with you, chatting with you, getting to know you, things of that such, it's building a relationship, but it's also building a foundation because one day you could be like, oh, you know what? I don't need 6 Gucci bags. I don't need 2 Louis Vuitton bags. I don't need 10 Fendi bags. Like, there is an understanding that luxury is not a necessity. If I have a partner that is like so lost in the sauce that they believe to make me happy or to make themselves happy, they have to live a luxury lifestyle that is obviously out of their means, that's not a person I want to be with. If you can't even prioritize financial stability, what makes me think you gonna prioritize me in our relationship? You can't. How can we live? How can we live a good life if you don't even? We can't even afford the good life. We in love, but on the street. We in love, but we can't eat. I hope everything works out for her. I really do. Like, I would never wish nobody no bad. But bitch, y'all haven't even gotten married yet, and y'all already in serious credit card debt. Why? Oh, because he grew up thinking that money is what made you happy. So you spend all of our money on luxury items and luxury lifestyle that we can't afford? Why? And we're supposed to be getting married. I'm scared. I'd have to take a break. I'd have to take a couple steps back because this is not a person that I want to marry. You need to get yourself together. You stopped taking your meds because you didn't want to live within your means. Red flag. Your priorities are not in order. That's me. And I understand if that's not everyone, that's okay. This person said, my mother-in-law asked my husband to subscribe to her OnlyFans to support her. My mother-in-law. So his mom wants her son to subscribe to her OnlyFans to support her. You couldn't just have him Zelle you the $5. He needed to subscribe to your OnlyFans. Okay. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. My mother-in-law, 40 female, has always been very open about sex. About a year ago, she started working towards a degree on sexual health and wellness. She nude models for a local artist, and around a month ago, she started an OnlyFans account. Sex and any openness about it has always been an extraordinarily normal thing for her. I have absolutely nothing against her working in the sex industry. That's her forte. And I'm happy that she's doing something and enjoying what she does. However, I've had some slight concerns about it before. Not specifically her working in the sex industry or her openness in general, more so how open she is, especially with her own kids. For example, my husband and I started dating in high school when she was managing the sex store. When she would come home from work, she would stop into my husband's, boyfriend at the time, room and hand us sample size of different lubes and sensation creams, saying, I thought you guys might want to try some of these. It always made us both pretty uncomfortable. and it was extremely awkward to have my boyfriend's mom hand me things to try sexually with her son. But nonetheless, the most conversation that my husband and I have ever had about it back then was about how awkward it was. Awkward and uncomfortable enough that we never actually used these things. They just piled up on a shelf by his bed. Another time while we were dating, fresh out of high school, we were hanging out with his sisters. His mom was still working at the sex toy shop. Once in a while, she would come home with silly toys, and on this night, she walked in with a 1-foot-long, glittery dildo. Oh, okay. She playfully whipped it around towards us like a sword. His sister screamed and ran from her, and for a while, we all laughed and had fun about it, snatching it from one another and chasing each other around with the glitter schlong. Eventually, my husband's sister, 17 at the time, says something like, "Mom, you better not have brought that home to use. That's crazy." My husband chimed off an "ew," saying he didn't need to think of that. And his mom laughed and replied, "Oh no, that's silicone. You know the toys I use are glass." Again, my husband made a weird face but didn't say anything. When we got to his room, I said it was weird that his mom talked to her children about what she uses to get her rocks off. And he told me that she's always been way too open about these things, and that none of them wanted to know, but that she's always been this way, so he's gotten used to tuning it out. As time went on, I got used to this openness, and it was just that being too open about personal stuff within conversation. However, yesterday, the openness was too far. My husband and I were sitting in our living room watching TV. My husband got a text from his mom and opened it and had a visceral reaction. He tossed his phone down, stood up, walked away from it with his hands over his face, saying things like, "Oh my God," and "holy shit" under his breath. Naturally, I thought someone had died, so I started frantically asking what's wrong. All he said was that he didn't even want to open his phone again. I asked again what was wrong, and he told me that his mom sent him pictures. I was confused, but my concern started to grow. I asked what he meant by pictures, and he hesitated before saying, "I don't want to ask you to look, but I can't open it back up to delete it myself, so I need you to." My stomach dropped. I opened his phone to see what was there and immediately felt nauseous. There was a text that read, "Hey, I know you've always supported me and wanted to see if you'll be willing to subscribe to my OnlyFans so that I can get my numbers up while I'm still getting started. Of course, I don't expect you or want you looking through it, but the more subscriber numbers I have, the more engagement I can get. I was also wondering if you'll be willing to share my link to some of your friends at work. Husband is in a male-dominated blue-collar job. The pics I included are meant to be sent to them with the link, but don't tell them I'm your mom." And under it was the pictures. There were 3 nude photos of his mother, and not just naked in the mirror or a pic of the boobs kind of photos. They were full-on pornographic photos. One of her tied up in BDSM gear, one of her face down, ass up on her bed, and one of her with legs spread and a dildo halfway in her mouth. My blood was boiling. I deleted what she'd sent, and my husband and I were both silent for a moment. I didn't know what else to say or do, so I broke the silence by asking, "What now?" My husband told me to block his mom on his phone, so I did. I asked if this is something his mom has done before, and he said no. He told me that in the past, she's asked if he wanted to see pictures of the drawings she's posed for. He always felt a bit guilty saying no, so he simply didn't respond when she asked, and she never sent it. Then my husband went pale and started walking to the bathroom saying he felt sick. While he was in the bathroom, I blocked his mom on my phone as well, including her social medias. When my husband came back out of the bathroom, he called his sister. He asked her if she was with their mom, and when she said no, he explained to her what had just gone down. His sister was also speechless. Then he asked her not to say anything to other family members right now and explained that neither him or I would be in contact with their mom for a while. He also told her that anytime we were home for a visit, he would let his sisters know so that we could plan to see them, but that his mom would not be included in those plans from here on out. My mother-in-law quickly realized that she was blocked on everything by both of us. She had the whole family blowing up our phones asking why. The constant messages haven't stopped, and so far we just muted our phones as we don't even know what to say. How do you explain that your mother just sent you her homemade porn? I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all noticed. When I'm scared, I read really fast to try and hurry up and finish. Bitch, what the fuck was that? Relevant comment 1 says, covert incest is a form of non-physical sexual abuse. Examples of covert incest could be the parent sharing intimate, graphic details of their own sex life to their child, practicing voyeurism, exhibitionism, inappropriate sharing of images, and similar behaviors that, while still being sexual abuse, are described as covert for their intangible nature. OP said, "Thank you for this comment. I've never heard of covert incest, but now I know exactly what is going on, and my husband and I both have some reading up to do." There's a few times on this podcast that I genuinely get fucking speechless, but I'm like, what the fuck possessed you, bitch? What the fuck possessed you? What is it? What is it? The braids? Like what made you think, "Oh my God, you know what? Let me send my pussy to my son so he can send it to his friends at work. Oh, but don't let them know that it's your mom." What? Do you think he has no pictures of you up on his page? Like, I think that would be the last time that I spoke to my mom. You're not a good parent, ma'am. You're not a good parent. I know that was a lot, so I'm sorry if that triggered anyone with the disgust. With the disgust that story laid on everyone. But let's get into my next segment, Latest Obsessions, where I speak about what I'm obsessed with. Wow, this lack of voice in my throat is going to end me. First song I have on here is Strange by Celeste. I believe that's how you say her name. And the quote says, "I am still me, you are still you, in the same place. Isn't it strange how people can change? From strangers to friends, friends into lovers, and strangers again." I knew that was the lyrics, but like when you read it again, how people can change from strangers to friends, friends into lovers, and strangers again. Don't y'all think that's kind of strange for real? Like I don't know. I'm just like, now I'm thinking about, not that it's strange, but I do find it like, I find it interesting how someone can be in your life almost daily at some point, and then one day it could be like they never existed at all. Damn, y'all got me thinking about like past friendships from high school. I kind of want to hit some people up, but I'm like, low-key, no. Low-key at the same time, no. Yeah, let's just leave those friendships in high school. Damn, but like you shared that friendship, that love, and then one day you're turning 22 in your own apartment in Miami, and this person is like across the world, you know? The next song is Rock and Roll Queen by the Subways, and the quote says, "You are the sun, you are the only one, my heart is blue for you. Be my little rock and roll queen. Be my little rock and roll queen." This is definitely like a little punky. So if you're like in a mood for something a little, you know, she's the new girl in town, she's a little grunge, she's a little alternative. The last song I have here is I Was Telling Her About You by Marvin Gaye. I'm not gonna lie, I've always known of Marvin Gaye, and you know, my collection on his music has increased over the years. But I be thinking, like recently, this song is when I was like, you know, Marvin Gaye wasn't shit. You know, I remember he used to take people's wives apparently too. Like he made beautiful love songs and shit, but that nigga he was shit. He was just like the rest of them. He was just, listen to this. "My arms were around her, my eyes were aglow. But the moment was tender, the music was low." Don't fucking Dr. Seuss your way into some pussy and write a song. You know what? "While we were dancing, I think you should know, I was telling her about you. She kept coming closer, the magic was there. She wore an expression that made people stare. It looked so romantic, darling, I swear. I was telling her about you. And then you cheated." Like, bro, like Marvin, Mr. Gay. Mr. Gay, and it's June, it's gay month, but I don't mean Gay, I mean Gaye, Mr. Gay, okay? You sat here and you goddamn played this bitch like a fiddle talking about, "I was telling her about you while I cheated, I promise." But you know, the music was there, like there was tension. Babe, you made it into a song. Like, bro, this is wicked. It's forever. It's for people. I wonder what year this came out. I gotta go and look at what year. People fucking 40 years later, 60 years later is listening to this song. I was telling her about you. Bitch, you cheated on me and then you made a song about it? I just sometimes you just, like, that make you want to bury your teeth, bitch. Like, it make you want to bury your teeth, bitch. Like, that, man, and he got away with it. I bet you that bitch was eating it up too. Like, oh my God, like you was telling her about me. Like, you made a song, Marvin. You made a song. Yeah, he made a song. He cheated on you and then made content out of it. Oh, that gagged me. Wow. Rasclad. That was good. Let's talk about books. So I finished listening to Haunting Adeline. No, I didn't finish. Sorry. That's The Never King. First of all, who the fuck recommended that? The Never King is just literally, it's Peter Pan, but nasty as fuck. It's just, they be fucking, like, not Wendy. I don't even remember the bitch name. Whatever. Just Peter Pan, just 18 plus, 21 plus. I was, oh my God, like, why they just, you look at somebody and all you're gonna think about is how you gonna ram and rail. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, who's reading this? It was some parts I had to skip because I was genuinely like, oh, this is cringy. And you know what? I had to skip some parts in Haunting Adeline too. I don't judge, okay? I don't judge till I do. I don't judge until I do. Haunting Adeline, I know that fulfilled a lot of things for some of you guys, and I think we should talk about it. Why is there a sexy book about a stalker and his victim? And her mother had a stalker, and allegedly she might have been murdered by her stalker that she also fell in love with. So I said, listen, I don't think this is the type of shit that should run in the family, and it seems as if it's happening, and we're romanticizing it. I just don't know how to feel. And that's coming from a person that has had a stalker before. Like, I've had someone that genuinely stalked me when I was in high school. So I'm listening to this book and I'm like, if he was ugly, bruh, if he was ugly, I promise you this story would have had a totally different perspective. The bitch gets off at the thought of being scared. I said, okay, that's cool. You're fucking your stalker in the house that your great grandmother got murdered in by her stalker, allegedly. Where's the disconnect? Where's the disconnect? I think that's just some freaky shit that I don't want to say I haven't gotten on board with it. I think this is just one train ride I'm gonna have to let leave the station. I'm gonna have to let this one leave the station because I don't understand. The first movie I have here is The School for Good and Evil. I'm not gonna lie, I rate it out of 10. I'd rate it maybe a 6.5. And that's me, like, if I was in high school, no, I take it back. If I was in middle school and I watched it, I'd probably rate it a 10. I truly do believe the only thing that made me finish this movie is the fact that, like, the girl was like, oh man, I wish I could be swooped up into some fairy tale. I was like, I've always wanted that too. Let me keep watching. That's it. I was just like, let me see what happens next. Like, if this is a possibility, let me see what the fuck this bitch went through before I wish for something and don't know what I'm wishing for. A movie I have here, this is a movie that I haven't watched, and the title is Sorry to Bother You. The overview says, in an alternate reality of present-day Oakland, California, telemarketer Cassius Green finds himself in a macabre universe. I think that's how you say it. Whoa. Macabre universe after he discovers a magical key that leads to material glory. As Green's career begins to take off, his friends and coworkers organize a protest against corporate oppression. Cassius soon falls under the spell of Steve Lift, a cocaine-snorting CEO who offers him a salary beyond his wildest dreams. I don't know. I was recommended this because someone was like, oh, if you like Severance, you're going to love Sorry to Bother You. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, give me some movies about the relatability of a 9-to-5, bitch. I hate that shit. But let's get into my next segment, Pillow Talk, where I speak on listener stories and confessions. This person said, so recently I've cut off everyone. Dude, so I made a joke with this girl, right? And I was like, oh my God, you're so flat. Mind you, I'm like 1,000 times flatter than her. This was yesterday. So today I came to school and all of them were acting weird. Also yesterday, this other one broke someone's laptop and told me she won't pay, expecting me to apologize, and I went to the opposite and said, no, you broke her thing. Now you have to pay. This is your fault. She walked away from the conversation, but fast forward to today, they were acting weird and I picked up on some vibe as soon as I said hi. And the only thing the third girl, Miss Neutral, replied. Then again, I asked who had a charger and they all looked around. Also, when I said hi to them, everyone in the library looked at me with that, she doesn't know they were talking shit about her. Anyways, 2 hours fast forward, I asked the physics girl, the girl I made the joke to, hey, do you know the physics definition? And she looked at me annoyed and was like, check the syllabus. And then I was confirmed that they were in fact talking shit. So I straight up asked her, were you talking shit about me? And she's like, with who? And I said, laptop girl. And she was like, I just told her I hated the joke you made about my boobs because I have body image issues. So I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh, didn't know you took that seriously. I'm so sorry. And she gave me a fake, it's okay. And I moved on. Then I asked her, what did laptop say? And she was like, nothing. But I know damn well she said something and doesn't want to tell me because she wants to maintain loyalty. And I started thinking to myself, you'd rather talk about me, in parentheses, like I understand the joke hurt her, but you'd rather talk about me behind my back than talk to me. And mind you, babe is the one who is pissed at someone for doing exactly this, yet she can do it. And I'm like to myself, I love y'all down. What the fuck is this story, bitch? I understand that this is you seem as if you're in high school. Syllabus, you're in high school, babe. You're in school. You gotta be like in school. Cause I don't know if I'm having arguments like this in college with grown ass adults, but it seems as if this is giving underage. But if you can't tell by the way I'm reading, it's like I will read fast if I'm either scared or unimpressed. Whether or not y'all will be able to tell is up to the universe. But like, I don't want to say I'm not impressed because it's your story, but I'm like, girl, like, you shouldn't have said what you said. We already know that. Clock that. You apologize, that's cool, but you can't expect the bitch to be like, oh, you said sorry, it's okay, I feel better now. No, you said something about my body to my face. Like, it doesn't matter if you knew or you didn't know. There's like certain things that you do and you don't do. It's called having class, baby. But this is the time that you can learn from that, and you know that it's not ever appropriate, whether or not that you know someone has body dysmorphia or body image problems, to ever comment on someone's body. A friend of mine made a joke and it was like, oh yeah, because you have A cups. And I was like, who the fuck has A cups? Baby, I'm a 34C. And this person has a very large chest. And I was like, babe, let me educate you. And they're like, oh, I was playing. And I was like, oh, okay, don't play like that because I'll actually educate you because you look stupid. I want you to know the difference between an A cup and a C cup because I don't want you to walk around thinking they're the same because your boobs take up the whole fucking chair. I don't want, and I didn't say it like that, but that's exactly how I meant it. I'm like, don't make stupid ass jokes like this because then I'm gonna think, oh, okay, this person isn't trying to throw jabs at me for my boobs being a 30, like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't even make sense. That's some childish ass shit. Now, and I had to check the bitch. I was like, bitch, watch yourself. Like, that's a stupid ass joke to make. What if I hated my boobs and that was like the last straw and it was my 13th reason and now I'm in the bathtub? You know what I mean? So it's like, you just don't even open up that door is what I'm trying to say. It's just not worth it and it's not okay. Okay, you never know what people are going through, especially when it comes to body image. And another, especially at this current time that we're in with social media and expectations and filters and shit like that. Just don't do that. But I think that will be all for this episode. Sorry if the angles were crazy. Sorry if the lighting was crazy. My bad. It's my first day out. It's what is it? It's the third day. It's my third day out. It's the third day of June. Hopefully you guys can get this as soon as possible, but you might just end up getting it on Saturday. If anything, I do hope you take care, brush your hair, and wash that motherfucking derriere regardless. Okay? Please wash your ass, like for real. I'm back now. I can remind you. Get up. No more rotting. Don't worry, I did the bed rot too. No more rotting. This is that boost of energy that you need to get your big ass up out of that bed, get your big ass up out of that couch. I started doing this thing with my friend recently. I be complaining. I'm like, oh my gosh, laundry. And she's like, yay, Kyra, you're going to do your laundry. Yay. And as soon as she did that, I was like, yeah, I am going to do my laundry. Let me do my laundry. So just start clapping and be like, yay. And then say your name and be like, yay, washing the dishes. Let's do it. I love you guys. See you soon. And happy Pride.